So, let's try this again. Spawning in the top left-hand corner.
Bottom left-hand corner.
Bottom left-hand corner as the purple Protoss. Damn it.
Wait, there we go.
It is exioNAmour.
exioNAmour.
Which stands for love.
Yeah, it stands for love for those of you who aren't French Canadian. And in the top right, his opponent, the other Protoss, the green Protoss, recently joined Clarity, recently got #1 GM.
But dropped to 43 because he didn't play for a week. That's how fast these things were. He even told me that.
Clarity's believe. Clarity feeling oh so confident coming into this tournament, believing he could beat absolutely anyone, but maybe Amour will be able to sneak at least one game out with some cheese play. He is sneakily bringing his probe around, skirting it around the very edge, and does have a pylon in the back. So really,
goodness.
This is going to come down to how is Believe going to be able to defend against this. I'm not sure if he's going to scout it in time. There's really no reason for him to go to that corner of his base. So Armor might be able to get a little bit of a kick himself off to a good start, maybe even get proxy gate, not even cannon play.
Goodness. And it looks like it is spotted. Very nice spot there by our Protoss player from Believe.
Quickly, Believe gets down one gate to defend against this, but it's going to be against two gates. But Amour actually, now that he's tipped his hand, does come in with the probe to try to take some probes off of the line of mineral mining. But really, what is Believe going to do against this? Is he really just going to be producing one zealot against two?
Nah, there's the good idea. Drops down that forge as well. I would have thought that most people would drop down the forge first, but I guess with the gateway, he doesn't want to delay his tech anymore. So with a forge and a gateway, he should be able to hold this pretty well. But it'll come down to the micro, at least for the first couple of minutes. Well, not minutes, but maybe 30 seconds when the zealots are fighting against each other.
Indeed, he is, Believe, is starting to DPS down the shields of that pylon. Really wanting to start DPSing it, chrono boosting out those zealots. Really wants those zealots out as quickly as possible. This is the window of opportunity he needs. The cannon has not been dropped yet. Now it has within the mineral line, disrupting a little bit of mining, but really, it's better that than to lose your lives as a probe.
Exactly. We see Amour going for that gas right after, and I think he's going to be okay. One zealot already out. That zealot's going to be attacking the probes. Nice micro there with the probes. Not going to lose. Does lose that single one, but he just needs to buy time. He needs to buy time for this cannon to go up. And the zealot, oh my goodness! That was unlucky there. Now we have two zealots against nothing. No probes up here, and zealots are taken out. And with this cannon up, Believe is going to be safe.
Now, he should be able to stabilize. He did lose a couple probes, did get disrupted in his mining, but what's key here is that all of the production of Amour is sitting inside of Believe's base, which means that he is, once these get removed, he is going to be in a huge hole that Believe avoided getting into.
Oh, the problem is here, the cannon can't really reach that far, so we have this zealot and probe, and a second zealot going to be joining and just hacking away at this forge. Overall, if the time goes on long enough, there's going to be too many zealots here for Believe to handle, although he is smartly going over and attacking that pylon there, so he is able to unpower this.
Unfortunately, only one Protoss or one zealot at a time can fit in there. He will be able to unpower it. There's already two zealots out. It is 2 against 2. He just needs to use his cannon as well. One of his zealot is going to be trapped inside of there, but at the same time, now he's going to be able to kill the probe, and he's desperately trying to get down that pylon, and he does. And with the probe gone, now everything is in Believe's court.
Now Believe definitely going to be ahead now. With these two zealots, sure they're there, but they really can't do much anymore. Although the cyber core is under attack, and there's nothing there to defend it, I guess some micro from Believe here will be able to just whittle down the shields here. Meanwhile, in Amour's base, we see the cyber core coming up. He is mining gas already, and he's probably going to be trying to get that early warp tech. However, the warp tech for not the warp tech, the cyber core for Believe has already been completed for quite some time.
Indeed. Now finally 2 zealots are out. One of the zealots for Amour is already whittled down. It's taken hull damage, so he doesn't feel confident that he can stay with his 2 zealots. He basically has to leave his 2 gates inside of the base of Believe for dead.
Yep. Looking at the number count of probes, Believe is still ahead, even though he did lose some probes. He was constantly building them, while it seemed that Amour did stop after a while. Right now, though, with 3 gates in the base, 2 gates in the base of Believe, he has to rebuild those gates again because these gates can't even be used.
Indeed. And now he's desperately going to try to get up a little bit of production, really wants to get back into this game. Almost had an Artosis pylon situation going, but decides to get that second pylon. And now Believe is happy to just hack away at the shields of these gates and trying to get them just out of his base, even though they're completely unpowered and useless. It would be pretty next level if he brought in a warp prism and just powered those up real quick and then started producing units out of there. But really, the threat of those gates has been all but nullified.
Exactly. We can see that even though with the early Cybercore coming from Believe, the warp gate research for eMaur is way ahead of what Believe has right now. Now getting a Robo, just to be sure, he doesn't want to be sure. He wants to be safe from any sort of dark shrine transition, which is typically you can see PvP going into.
Also, another thing, when you find cheeses that fail, you often find players tend to turtle up on the other end of it and maybe build some cannons out by the front ramp. So it's popular to build a warp prism and do some drops in the back, because you probably don't have a very big army because you wasted a lot of minerals, and you're probably putting it all at the front because you're like, I just got to stop whatever counterattack's coming.
Exactly. And eMaur is still ahead in... Believe is still ahead in workers right now, so he's doing a very good job. Stalker's going to be scouting out, going to find out these little hidden probes scattered around the map, probably trying to drop down a warp prism. Here it's going to meet another Stalker. Warp Prism's actually... not Warp Prism. Pylon's already done. Warping and Stalkers now, with these two original Zealots that were made inside the base. They have come back to their homeland, the place of their birth, and they're going to try to take it over.
Believe feeling comfortable enough to try for an expand even though his army is not as big as his opponent's. Only one Stalker, really, and one Sentry. He's ready to force field that ramp. He's just basically... Is he going to go down and try to make an effort to defend it? He loses it. Loses 400 minerals for no reason. Might even lose his Sentry. This isn't looking good for Believe at all. He does force field just in time. We'll be able to kill these two Zealots, and luckily is able to get another Sentry up just to... But those Sentries don't even have any force fields.
No, they don't. No, actually, those Sentries have one force field on them each. But yeah, getting some nice trapping, splitting the army here, sectioning them up, gonna do a lot of damage there. And the first Immortal has come out for Believe. It should be making its way to the front right now, and there it is, joining the battle. Some more Zealots being warped in, but this is some heavy pressure going on for eMaur.
This Immortal has done it. It has now turned the tide into his favor. There are Zealots being warped in on the high ground. This is immense aggression coming out of eMaur. He is taking it all on these attacks.
Oh my goodness.
Neither player is able to do anything to defend, or neither player is doing anything in the production tab. Believe is frantically trying to get two Stalkers and one Zealot. One more Stalker coming down for eMaur, and the Stalker counts are still in the favor of eMaur. He's dancing his Stalkers around, trying to give them the most usefulness he possibly can. Believe now losing one Stalker, might lose another to ranged attacks of those Stalkers of eMaur.
Right now, second Immortal being produced for Believe. That first one is still alive, doing great work against what eMaur is trying to throw at him. But the problem is, eMaur has about 9 workers behind, so with that extra income, he's going to run out of steam soon. But Believe can still keep on warping in.
He needs more of these quick wins. He needs to be able to take down these pylons and destroy them as quickly as possible. He needs to get rid of this reinforcement, and it finally looks like Believe has stabilized. A frantic few minutes there, scrambling around his base. There was a moment where I thought eMaur actually broke him, but that's the nature of PvP. You can't afford to lose a single unit because the tide just flows in the favor of that player who kills first. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
When you destroy a unit, man, it's like the floodgates.
That seemed a little like you were like,
you lose one Zealot, no big, right? Okay. Or sorry, you lose one Zerg, no big. You lose one Zealot, big.
Yes, big. And it looks like the Observer is going to be spawning out this Stalker army, trying to get to the Watchtower. And with this huge double Immortal push here, there is nothing these Stalkers can do. They would be silly if they wanted to stand and fight.
Now, eMaur is getting his Twilight Council. Not sure if he's going to try to get into some Dark Templar play, which would be ill-advised given that the Robo is already produced. And I believe that there's already an Observer out on the map. Believe now, again, trying to get his Natural up, and so Believe opting to go for Colossus, and Armor deciding to go for Special Tactics Blink.
Ah, man, the Blink, you know, it would have been good a little earlier, but once this Colossus Bay is done, and you know, by the time that Blink is complete, I feel like the army of Believe is just going to be so strong that in a straight-up fight, it's going to dominate this Blink, any kind of Blink micro he can put out there. Indeed. However, eMaur, you know, if he's good with his Blink, if he's able to go inside the base, keep Believe stuck on his base, he can expand behind this and still come back.
Right. What's critical for Moore is that he exploits the speed advantage he'll have with Blink Stalkers. He obviously absolutely cannot fight in a straight-up fight. Those Immortals will just absolutely erase any advantage he has in numbers. But also, what's critical is he doesn't have any visibility of the high ground, so what can he do with these Blink Stalkers to be sneaky and get around and skirt around
Exactly.
enemies?
So what I'm thinking, it's going to just be a straight-up Blink Micro battle at the front. But 3 Immortals, I don't care how good your Blink Micro macro is, you're not going to be able to destroy this.
He might get a nice pickup and might be able to blink in and destroy one stalker here, and indeed he will. The one observer of Believe does spot the army as well as the stalker that fell to its death. The Immortal now, so you see how it absolutely removes the shields in one hit, could basically 3-hit any stalker, and these stalkers really, I'm not sure what they believe they can do. The observer now is coming out for Amour, so maybe a little bit late, but he does want to blink into the high ground.
Exactly, and now, you know, with the army getting more probes, we're now about 12 probes ahead. I believe is 12 probes ahead, but here come the Blink Stalkers. They have Blink completed, and here they are. They're going to take on a pylon here, and the army of Believe is going to join them. Nice Blink away, not taking any kind of Stalker loss there, and just kind of baiting this army, making it move around.
A nice pickup, 100 minerals gone for Believe. Is able to get, beautiful snipe, and Blink is able to get these little victories here and there. Another thing he's doing is keeping Believe in his base. He's really not letting Believe have any map control or move out at all. He's happy to just keep them stuck in this corner on these two bases, even though he himself is only on one.
Exactly. Here come the Stalkers again, trying to do another pickup, gonna try to get a whole volley off and then blink away. So he's gonna just keep on trying to whittle this army down, regenerate his shields, keep on going, keeping Believe stuck here in his base. However, there's no follow-up from this. No. You can't stick on Blink Stalkers forever.
He's staking it all on this. All production has stopped by way of probes. It is nothing but army, nothing but stalkers. He needs to keep his stalker numbers absolutely high. And there's the blink. He baited the army out of position. He's going to be able to do some heavy economy damage. The slow, immobile army of Lag Believe isn't going to be able to defend. He's luckily, he's exploiting the fact that he's got upper ground advantage. Now taking away the tech possibilities by removing those. Is able to even pick off the observer, so a huge pickup. If he blinks down now, he's going to be able to snipe a few more probes.
Oh my goodness!
He is making this work.
This is huge. Colossus over there on the road, gonna get sniped up, but oh my god, they're gonna blink up, get the Colossus as well, and this army's just playing ring around the rosy. They're trying to get up to the base, but he just blinks right down. Another similar getting shot down, and Believe is looking like he is losing a lot of stuff here.
The robotics factory goes down. Using the clever, he rallied his units to that point and only blinked after so that he doesn't have any units left up at the top. So very clever play out of Amour, showing the caliber of players we have here at this LAN. These units are trying to attack again. Once again, Believe definitely has to split up his army to defend properly against this, but unfortunately he doesn't feel his army is big enough to do so.
And there comes the Observer, going to be able to kill Amour's Observer, or will he be able to get the last shot? Yes, he does, and that will end. But oh my goodness, if he gets this Nexus, it will be huge. And the Nexus, it's going to go down. It is actually going to go down.
Actually trying to chrono boost the Nexus, maybe trying to regenerate shields faster than normal. Those Blink Stalkers paid dividends. They were able to snipe a Colossus, able to destroy probes, able to destroy refineries, and a Nexus, so he made that work. He definitely made that work.
If only he expanded behind that, he would be so ahead right now. But right now, really, all Amour has done is even up the game.
Indeed, yeah, and we do see Believe still comfortable enough to try for that second base again, getting his natural, and still Amour not opting to get another base.
Nice concave here by Amour, but he is going to blink out of it. Some force field's coming down, not trapping any two stalkers. But could have had a pretty good fight there with the
Does he have sight on the high ground? These stalkers are threatening to go up into the main base of Believe. One Immortal standing tall saying, "You shall not pass," sending a lot of damage into that stalker. And these stalkers now are running a little bit scared without visibility on the high ground. The Observer is spotted. Is Believe going to be able to shoot it down? He's only got 2 stalkers in his army and a sentry nowhere to be found. So this Observer does escape with his life. But now this Observer represents a huge threat. He doesn't want him blinking up and down the high ground like he was before.
And here comes Amour clearing out the rocks, just giving him more mobility, more places to go, and we see the armies just kind of circumventing each other. They don't want to engage in a straight-up fight, but he needs to keep track of where Believe needs to keep track of where Amour's army is, and there goes Amour getting his expansion now, still a little bit behind of the expansion of Believe, who actually dropped it right after the Blink Stalkers backed off.
Yeah, so he's very much wants to play this macro play. Does need to get his probes back to work. Those lazy slobs, I'm not sure why they decided to take a day off. What are you, teachers, with your vacation time? And Songers is a teacher, just to let you guys know. And we do see that there's a number of Immortals here in this army. He might need to split these up to defend against the high ground and the low ground. And Believe now doing some special tactics of his own, deciding to get a Warp Prism to skirt around the right side of the map. idea. These armies are going to face each other. The enough Immortals here to scare these stalkers into a blink away, and this one this one pylon's going to be found and removed.
This is going to be a great War Prism drop if he's able to get it into the base. There's nothing there to defend. Most of the army of Amour is right here at the front, near Believe's base, skirting around, trying to bait his army all around the place.
And we definitely want to watch how this War Prism drop goes. What is he going to be able to do with this? Can he make this work? Can he make a stand and really make Amour pull back to his base? Up until this point, Amour's been doing all the damage up at the front, and Believe's staking a lot of damage, or staking a lot of money into this attack. It looks like he wants to take down the main base, and he probably will do so with this many zealots attacking with such fervor.
And yeah, and it looks like there's a mortal of Amour's own. They're going to be trying to take down Zeds. But nice pickup drop micro there by Believe, and he's going to be able to snipe this Nexus.
Indeed, there's no way to repair Protoss armor, only the shields regen, and the Nexus does go down, and he saves 4 Zealots for his trouble. Those sentries are trying to attack the War Prism, but they don't do enough damage. All the while, there was a squabble going by near the front base of Believe as well. Just too much action. This is one of the best PvPs I have seen in a very long time, and Believe being very aggressive with these remaining Zealots, deciding to attack now the natural, and will be able to pick up a few probes. Meanwhile, in the base of Believe, he is under assault by these
he wants that Colossus, but he's not going to get it. Oh, nice fortress over there, but nice blink out again. One getting trapped, and one stalker going down.
The key to making Blink Stalker work is to keep your numbers as high as possible. You never want to lose a single one, and you never should. And unfortunately, he loses a couple stalkers for his trouble, but again, takes down the mining base of Believe.
If we look at the units now, we can see that Amour's only at 14 pros. Nice snipe there on the War Prism. Believe still at 41, but right now he has the long distance mine from his natural.
Goodness, he's desperately going to want to put up another base, which he can do so now with 400 minerals. At the same time, he's pushing across the map. He does have one Colossus to get that range damage, that range AoE damage. He needs to be careful not to get it in a bad position. Those Colossus don't follow the pathfinding you would typically see because they go up and down the higher and lower grounds. We do see a couple of mortals waiting to receive this army. A good split by Amour, spending all of his stalkers all over the place so that he gets maximum coverage and every unit attacks while Believe has to go up through this small choke. Believe wisely deciding to kill the rock so that he can have more units funnel in at once.
I like how Believe is bringing the fight to Amour, saying, no, you cannot run anymore. I am bringing the fight to your base. Zealots in the front doing some great damage, tanking all the stalker fire. Nice blink Michael here. You can see the blink Michaels and the stalkers blinking back, but there's too many Immortals. The Immortals don't care about your blink. They're going to just decimate this stalker army, and it looks like Believe is going to muscle on through.
It was a hard road here, but Believe finally has come through, and Amour saying, good game, well played. Very good manner coming out by both players. I was really impressed with Amour's play.